Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals. I'm Charla.
I'm Justin.
Today we're going to be doing a special edition video podcast.
Yeah.
And what this is going to be about is Grail games.
Grail games! Yeah.
Just recently, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I started editing our podcasts as video.
Nice.
I put in pictures. And in doing that, I realized we promised a podcast on Grail games, didn't write it down, and we totally forgot to do it. So here it is.
Classic.
You gotta write these things down once you get a certain age.
Yep.
Post-it notes are your best friends.
Yeah.
Not that old, but sorry we forgot. Okay.
So Grail games.
Grail games.
Yep.
We are going to talk about, I think, the Grail games that we have acquired in our short time as ultra super cool gamers.
Yeah.
And then...
We need that on a t-shirt.
I just made it. Whoever makes it, awesome. Email me and give me like 1% of all your sales. Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Okay.
So we're also going to talk about what is on our Grail radar as well. What we're currently searching for.
Nice.
And we can also talk about, as early gamers, we knew the term Grail games.
Yeah.
But I think our feeling, or maybe not our definition, but our focus has changed.
Yeah.
Over years.
Because we have gained levels in questing for Grail games. What becomes a Grail game now
is different,
has to be more
than
challenging.
What it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already unlocked certain levels of achievement in Grail game, because I think there is like
a scale. One of our early Grail-ish games, I don't think we ever actually called it a Grail game.
No, but it was the first game we chased after that was hard for us to find.
Yeah.
So then in our memories, it becomes our first Grail game.
Yeah. And that was?
Keyflower.
Keyflower.
At the time we got Keyflower, it was very hard to come by.
Yeah.
I don't think it was either published in North America and sold out, or it hadn't come over. I'm not quite sure. We weren't really uppity on the news at that point.
Yeah.
All we knew was Keyflower was extremely hard to find. We only knew of a couple of online stores at that point. Like, we were doing searches like on Amazon and stuff.
Yeah.
And like on the Board Game Geek market, we looked there early on.
Yep.
But we were able to find a copy in England.
Through eBay.
Was it eBay?
I'm pretty sure it was through eBay that we found a copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was going for cheaper there, and it was brand new in shrink. Cheaper there than it would be if we were to wait for it to come.
Yeah.
We
got it for an exceptionally good price.
Right.
Yeah. And I think part of what made it like one of our first Grail games was we were still new to gaming. So we were picking up games that we saw on shows like Tabletop, that kind of stuff. A lot of Amerithrashy type stuff. But the Euro game? Yeah. Such a unique set of mechanisms
concepts
and theme and game.
Yeah.
And it just, looking at this game was like, like, what is that?
We need that. It's
we need
so
that now.
Pretty. We can't wait for it to come across. We need to get it right now.
Yep.
And the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
Like, hunting this down became quite a little bit of an obsession.
And I think because we found it, and we found it for such a good price, through a lot of hard work and searching, part of our Grail gaming questing has become to not just find the games we want, but to find them for good prices.
We always try to get we've talked about this a lot recently, but you've got to stretch your dollars as far as you can, because you really only have so many to spend on games.
Yeah. So like, there's Grail games that we could like run out and get right now. It's not that we can't find them. We can find them, but they are expensive. So we don't. And we keep searching for good deals on those games.
For that perfect situation. It's like waiting for the perfect storm of events to happen.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it's very satisfying.
That was our first Grail game.
It was.
Although, it was kind of funny because, yes, that was our first Grail game, but there was one earlier.
What was it?
That was, it's not even really a Grail game, but it's that epic quest to get a certain game.
Oh, it sparked something?
Yeah.
What happened?
And that was I was watching Tabletop, and we saw Small World. And this was
Small World.
Before we really even ever
had
got
a collection.
into game. Yeah.
Like, we had some games because we knew we wanted to game.
Yeah.
But we hadn't quite found the right games yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went on a trip to Halifax with a student club, the Memorial Club, which I would help out every now and then. So I went with them as a chaperone. And part of this trip was the kids got to go to some malls. So the group of kids that I was in charge of, very early on, I said, okay, when we go to the mall, you guys got to keep your eyes out for gaming stores. We need to hit all the gaming stores because I need to find this game. And it became a quest for me and a bunch of minions who just wanted to go have fun. But no. They're like, hey, Mr. Killam wants to find this game. Let's find this game for him. And we searched everywhere for a copy of Small World. And could not find it anywhere. And the funny thing is we were in the store, and I think one of the kids was getting a little tired of this stupid quest and just wanted to go have fun. And he's like, what about this? It's not the game you're looking for, but it's on sale, and it looks boring like you might be interested in it. And it was Carcassonne.
Yeah.
And that's how I found Carcassonne. On sale, because some kid just wanted the quest to be over so he could stop looking for this stupid Small World game.
Yeah.
And
thank goodness he did.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that one Carcassonne, it's like on Star Trek. What were those? The Tribbles?
Yeah, Tribbles, yeah.
That's what happened with the Carcassonne.
Yeah.
It had trebles.
Yeah. And we were into gaming, but I was more into it because I would play it like it was still kind of that.
You were nervous to spend money on it.
Yeah, like we shouldn't be spending money on this because we're not going to play that much. And then it was Carcassonne that was like, we are into gaming now. Yeah.
Yes, and we decked Carcassonne out. That was another thing that we searched quite fervently for.
Yeah.
And made us find all these game stores because we wanted all these expansions.
Yeah.
But not only the expansions. We wanted promos, and we wanted like all the like little weird, hard to find stuff too.
Yeah, we even found a eBay store that would take section like the different things of Carcassonne, and then open up the box and rip them apart and sell them off. Yeah, piece by piece, and we would buy like we've got tiles for the Wheel of Fortune, but we don't actually have the Wheel of Fortune.
But all we wanted was the tiles.
Yeah, we just wanted more tiles for Carcassonne. Yeah. So,
yes, we are a little obsessed. You can put it in the comments.
Yeah.
You can high five it or whatever.
Yeah.
But.
So, Small World was not really a Grail game.
No.
But it was an epic quest to get a game that led to Carcassonne, which was not a Grail game, but led to us epically searching this quest to get as much Carcassonne as possible.
And that gave us the experience points we needed.
Yeah. To actually go for our very first real Grail game.
Right. Which really wasn't a Grail game. But it was for us.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was all. We gotta get onto these things on the list
The actual Grail games?
Yeah.
Okay.
So another one was once they played Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Yeah.
On that Tabletop. Yeah.
Yep.
We really wanted a copy. And we actually ended up playing a copy at HellCon too.
Yeah.
To try it out because we saw it on the show. We're like, that looks really cool, but we want to try it first.
Yeah.
Luckily, they had a copy at HellCon, so we played it there, and then we were obsessed.
Yep.
And that was right after they aired it, so of course there was no copies anywhere left. Everyone else had already bought them.
Yep.
And any copy that you found anywhere, they wanted like $300 or something.
Something
for
crazy, yeah.
Yeah, because it was out of print or sold out or something.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we did a lot of searches, Googled around, and ended up finding one for like an actual retail price.
Yeah. I think it was on Amazon.
Probably.
And
for free shipping.
We bought it, and as soon as we bought it, zero copies left.
You couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah. It was crazy.
And now I think it's available again.
Yeah, they've since reprinted it. Although I don't think they have printed it with better components yet, which is a bummer because the components of that game are horrible.
Yeah.
I
actually saw a place somewhere, I'll have to look it back up, where you can buy those little tabs.
Oh, yeah. Or get them printed if you have a 3D
you can
printer.
Do it, yeah, 3D printer.
Yeah. Yeah, we have friends with a 3D printer. We might have to put a request in because it is a pain to play that game without working tabs. Ours are too loose and they just slide off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have to keep track of our stats on a piece of paper.
Yeah, which is annoying.
It's lame.
Good game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
So, the biggest, actually, Grail game that we had for the longest time was Manila.
Yes, Manila.
Manila was out of print. This is way before the reprint even came into announcement.
Yep.
And we would search for Manila everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And we played this at the Boardroom Game Cafe in Halifax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even realizing it was, at that point, I knew it was a 3-player game, but I didn't know it did not have a 2-player variant.
Yes. Yeah.
So we played it at the Boardroom. We made up our own variant on the spot just so we could play the game.
Just so we could test it out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, I wanted that game so bad.
A very unique game. All the components of Manila's like mechanisms are all things that I have absolutely no interest in whatsoever in my games.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they work so well together to make such a unique experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we definitely had to get that.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing was a copy of it came up, I believe, on the BGG. And I contacted the person who had it for sale. And he wanted quite a high price for it. And then the announcement of the reprint came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked him if he would drop it down because, a reprint's coming out. I could just wait for that. And so we got it for not quite retail, but slightly above, but not an extravagant price.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Because we could have just waited the extra. It was going to be released not even that long.
Yeah.
Like a few days or something.
Yeah.
So we could have just waited and got the reprint.
Yep.
But it is nice to have the original.
The original because it has the plastic money and it has the actual wooden boats instead of created out of the 3D cardboard.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it is cooler to have the original edition.
Yep.
But the game would still be just as good.
Oh, yeah.
With the new components.
Yeah. But I'm happy we got an original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, being the connoisseurs that we are at this stage in our life.
Connoisseurs. My mind.
I think we're game connoisseurs.
Yep.
I mean, it may not be a term, but in my mind it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not the snobby ones, though.
I don't think there is such a thing as snobby ones.
There might be.
In my definition, in my mind.
Okay. We're getting off topic.
Again. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Continue. As game connoisseurs,
I am really happy as well
that
we have the original.
Yeah.
It just makes my heart smile.
Yep.
That we were able to grail out a game.
Yeah. I think Manila represents the first real Super Grail game quest that we've completed.
That we succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was extremely difficult to find for an extremely long time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any others that we have successfully gotten?
I don't have any on my list. Can you think of any other ones?
I don't think so.
No,
I think these are the ones
those were the ones. Those were the games that for us that were hard to find, and then when we finally got them, we were very excited.
Yeah.
Although I will say one thing,
Mm-hmm.
I have a little note here down at the very bottom of my paper.
Mm-hmm.
We accidentally bought a lot of people's Grail game.
Oh yeah.
And it's not for sale. I want to keep it. It's funny though because we were getting more into games.
Yep.
And I had been looking a little bit more of the people who tweet about games on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
And following more people and watching discussions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I heard a lot of people like really wanting Macau. Like really, really, really wanting Macau.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I was just on that website that where we're going to get our next order and they have a copy of Macau. Maybe it's not that expensive.
Well, we add that to it.
Let's just add it to it.
Yeah.
So we accidentally, and I don't even know why people weren't snatching it up because I was reading all these comments of people like desperate for Macau. So now we have Macau, and I find it interesting that it's a very high sought after feld because you can't get it anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, not one of our Grail games, but a Grail game for other people that we have our hands on.
Well, I'm not saying that I want to. It's not for trade. It's not for sale.
Yeah.
I want to play it some more.
Yep.
Justin's not a fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I definitely want to play it some more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's just cool. But now that, to me, I guess what I'm trying to say, and I didn't articulate it, because it's so many people's Grail game,
Mm-hmm.
I feel a little prestigious that I accidentally bought a copy.
I gotcha.
Right.
An accidental achievement.
Right. I feel like I accomplished something accidentally that I'm proud of.
Yeah, nice.
Right.
Cool.
Moving on.
Moving on. So our current Grail games that we have on our radar that are very difficult for us to find that we really want to eventually get.
Right.
But want to get for a good price.
Right. One of the games that is on our list, I don't think I've heard very many people talk about it lately.
Yeah.
Or even if it's ever going to be published in North America.
Hope so.
But where I saw it first was on Rahdo Runs Through.
Yeah.
And also they talked about it quite a bit on that live feed for the Essen Spiel 2015.
Yeah.
And it's the Burano game.
Yeah.
It's the one with the big colorful cubes and you're building your buildings up.
Yep.
And it's a Euro. And it's about the town, Burano, the colorfully painted town of Burano.
Yeah.
And it's got the mechanism of how you supply your blocks on your player board are built in a pyramid. And you can only take them off your pyramid so that other pieces won't tumble down. Those are the ones that you get to use.
And then that determines what actions you can take.
Right.
Yeah. Which is very interesting and unique. And very colorful and tactical.
It looks really pretty.
Yeah.
Even the box cover is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a very unique game that looks very cool.
So, A, we'll either have to track one down Grail-like style, or B, someday, maybe someone's going to publish it, and we'll be able to get a retail copy just normal.
Yeah.
But it's definitely on a Grail list, because right now for us it's not available.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks cool. Cool. Next one?
Another one, I found this game when I was doing research on games that were similar in look or style. And this one's been out of print for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I really want to try it because it's similar to the game, well, I don't know in gameplay, but similar in looks to the game Rialto.
Okay, yeah.
And this one is called San Marco.
Oh, nice.
And I really want to try the game to see if it actually is similar to Rialto.
Yeah, because it looks like it could very much be
A
similar
distant
game.
relative.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then another one we saw on Rahdo Runs Through.
Yeah.
It looks very interesting.
Yeah. And it's by a designer that has designed some games that we really enjoy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of his earlier pieces, I guess, designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, very unique game. Lots of like getting marriages between villages and cool stuff like that. And what does that bring to your village? Very unique, interesting Euro game.
Yeah, it looked very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of like a good puzzle that I could solve.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't say it.
I know.
Helvetia.
There you go.
I hate it when people talk for 5 minutes and don't say the game, and I try not to do that.
I was getting to it.
We just did it like 3 times in a row.
Helvetia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks very interesting. Just recently, I did notice that on the BGG, someone has a copy in Canada, and they want a game that we're not sure if we're willing to give up. So it's like a little kind of like clue has popped up in our Epic Quest that might possibly lead us towards
it.
Yeah, but we don't know yet.
Well,
Depends.
I guess we'll have to update you on that. We
Yeah.
better write a note.
Yep. Update imminent. Possibly. There you go.
Yeah.
So those are the current Grail games that we are possibly looking into.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the ones that whenever we do search for trades or whatever
Yeah, those are the ones that
are on our highest radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's interesting. It's interesting too with Grail games. If enough people have a certain game as their Grail game, it gets reflected in how much people are willing to spend for it. Which, I mean, we're not. We definitely look for the good deal. But other people are willing to spend money. So a really good example of that is Fury of Dracula. because for the longest time, the second edition was the only edition that was available. It was out of print, and people would spend hundreds of dollars on it, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And so Fantasy Flight realized that so many people were trying to get this game, and it was a Grail game, and so they just reprinted it. And now you can get it for $60.
Right.
Canadian. And so the interesting thing is to see what a switch
A flood
of that was.
Yeah.
Of people like, I have a second edition, I'll sell it for $300. And now they're just like, I have a second edition, do you want it for $30? Because I need to get rid of it.
Or you see a lot of them in math trades now.
Yes. Which I just think is hilarious. How watching just how much that game is worth on a monetary value to people can switch so quickly.
It's an interesting study in economics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was never a Grail game of ours.
That reminds me of the guy that when we put Zaya up in the math trade, he said he put some game up hoping that we would...
Glory to Rome.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because Glory to Rome, like... There's a couple of different editions, but one of them is highly sought after, quite expensive. And so you put it in there with the hope that we would swap it.
Right.
Yeah.
But the trick of that is, if it's not your Grail game, it's not worth much to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've looked at Glory to Rome because it is such a highly sought after Grail game of other people's.
Right.
Thinking, should we get that? And it's not something I'm
should you be?
in.
It is true. That's another interesting list, that if someone did like a top 10 Grail games, that would generate us to say, oh, those are interesting games to them. To a lot of people, they're Grail games. I would want to research them and see if it's something else I want to be chasing after.
And why is it so highly sought after?
Right. That would be an interesting. But as you can see, we only have 3, so we can't do a top 10 Grail games. No. There's probably people out there, though.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Awesome.
That's our Grail game podcast update.
Video/podcast.
There you go. And maybe we'll update this in the far off future when we have achieved a couple and maybe have some new ones.
Yes. We'll have to keep that in mind and write it on a post-it this time so we don't forget. Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome. Thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks a lot.
And we'll see you in the next video and or podcast.
Laters.
See ya. Almost a Euro game in itself. Oh my goodness, we should...
Grail game, the Euro game.
No, we didn't just say that.
No, we didn't.
Gave nobody any ideas.
No, definitely not.
I'm going to delete that.
Okay.
I probably won't. Anyway.
Blooper. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And a good example of that would be a name of a game I cannot remember right now. That's weird. What's that vampire one? Fury of Dracula.
Oh, yeah. Furry Dracula. Yeah. Okay, you can start again.
Yeah.